Right, to cut a thread in a hole, the first thing you need to do is to decide what thread you want to cut. Now, threads are called M6, M5 and so on. The M stands for a metric thread, and the 5 is the or the 6 is the outside diameter of the tap, or the outside diameter of the thread. A thread being a spiral groove that goes around the outside of a bolt or inside a nut. So as you turn it, it screws along. A bit like the top of a jam jar or something like that, bottle top. So anyway, this is an M6 tap, and what it needs is a 5mm tapping drill. So the hole must be smaller, the original tapping size hole must be smaller, so that when you put the tap in the hole, the tap will cut away into the sides of the hole, so that the original hole must be smaller than the tap. Now, that's called the tapping size. For an M6 tap, the tapping size is 5mm. For an M5 tap, it's 4.2, and so on. There'll be a table somewhere you can look on the internet and find a table of tapping sizes for metric threads. Right, now there are 3 taps in a set of taps. A taper tap, a second tap, and a plug or bottoming tap. Now, this is a through hole, so we only need the taper tap. Now, if you look carefully, you can see that one is tapered down to about here when it starts to cut a full depth thread. This one is tapered down to not quite so far. This one isn't tapered at all. So if you were cutting a blind hole, one that you couldn't see through, so a blind hole, one that you can't see through, you'd need all 3 taps, so you cut your thread to the bottom of the hole. In this case it doesn't matter because we're using a through hole. So I take the taper tap, put the metal in the vise, like that. Take this thing, which is called a tap wrench, and you notice that if you turn one of the handles, the screw goes further along. So I'm going to put the square of the tap in the hole and tighten it up like that, so that effectively locks itself onto the top of the tap. The little square bit at the top is what I'm gripping. Dip the end of the tap into some cutting compound, which helps the tap cut cleanly. Drop the tap in the hole and gently press down and turn. So as I turn it, the tap will start to bite into the edge of the hole and start to cut a thread. Now, you notice the little grooves in the tap, they're called flutes, the same word as a musical instrument, and that gives you a cutting edge to the tap. And as we turn the tap, those flutes will fill up with little bits of metal. So what I must do is turn the tap round half a turn and then back to break off those bits of swarf from the side of the hole and to prevent the flutes getting clogged up. So half a turn round, quarter of a turn back, and you'll feel it cut the swarf off the side of the hole when you turn it back. Keep going. In this case, because it's a through hole, I'm going to keep going all the way through until I get to the end of the thread on the tap. Then I know it's been cut a full depth thread. There we are, and now it's stopped cutting now, so I'm just going to wind it through and then unwind it. Take it out. Now that will have a thread cut in the hole, and if I get a screw, if I take a 6mm screw, I can screw that into the thread I've just cut, like that.